2, week 2, my second stream back. Having fun with the shit. Had a good time last week and analyzing the Bengals versus Steelers week 1. So I'm back. I'm going to bring more energy into it. I'm going to have fun. I texted a few people, see if they wanted to come join the live for a little bit. I know it's really late on the East Coast. I know it's messing up my whole schedule. I'm on the West Coast right now in San Diego. It's messing up my whole flow and rhythm. So I apologize for my East Coast listeners. I appreciate y'all listening, and I'm looking forward to talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Basically, what I'm going to do is break down how we can beat the New England Patriots, my predictions for this game, and talk about, of course, the big things that have been going on. TJ Watt out for at least 4 to 6 weeks with the partially torn pec injury. Thank God it was a partially torn pec. We're glad to hear that, and let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, Pittsburgh versus New England, week 2. Pittsburgh's home opener. Let me go ahead and spit some facts out for you guys. For those who don't know, this is the first game Pittsburgh and New England are playing without Tom Brady or Ben Roethlisberger since 1998. It's also, and probably not coincidentally, the first time they're playing a 1 p.m. Eastern time game since 1998 as well. Every other time they've played a 4 p.m. or a slotted night game. Most of them, in my experience, have been a 4 p.m. Games. That's just what I've seen. But here we are, 1 p.m. First time this has happened in a while. Mac Jones versus Mitchell Trubisky. Most likely in the future, it's going to be Mac Jones versus Kenny Pickett. 2 youngsters, quarterbacks taken in the first round that were controversial in their selections in the first round. But we are right now in the Mitchell Trubisky era. Wonder how long this era will last. I thought he had an all right game in Cincinnati. I mean, his first ever Pittsburgh rivalry game, he didn't blink, as Mike Tomlin would say. He didn't urinate down his leg. I know that was Mike Tomlin referencing Jalen Warren, but he didn't urinate down his leg. He played solid. He did enough for the win. And he does not want to do enough. He obviously wants to play lights out football, and that's what I'm assuming of him. All right, so here we are, New England versus Pittsburgh. Obviously, no TJ Watt. I bet Mac Jones is punching air with gratitude and not having to play the best defensive player in the league. And yes, I did say the best defensive player in the league in TJ Watt this week. Most likely the next 4 weeks. I believe our quarterbacks we'll be playing against is Jacoby Brissett against the Browns. It'll probably be Joe Flacco or Milfman playing with the Jets. That's 2 quarterbacks, and then Josh Allen is another quarterback. We'll fortunately not have to face TJ Watt's wrath. But if you look at it like this, Alex Highsmith, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 4 QB hits, a few tackles for loss. I think Alex Highsmith will come up to the level and play and get a sack and a half, bringing up to 4.5 sacks on the season. I think he'll be a big part of the Patriots' offensive attack. I think they're going to be double teaming him. If not, Cameron Hayward, of course, eats up blockers like left and right, like no other defensive tackle in the league. He is probably the second best defensive tackle in the league, behind, of course, Aaron Donald, Pittsburgh product. Also, water. But also, we also did sign a new David Anaya off of the Titans practice squad. He's a rookie from Houston, undrafted free agent. Sure. I mean, I've never heard of him. His stats, his highlights didn't look great. We also signed Ryan Anderson, veteran outside linebacker, who was drafted 2nd round from Alabama to at the time, the Redskins, now the Commanders. It seems like Ryan Anderson will be called up. I definitely can presume that. I definitely think Ryan Anderson is going to get called up. Anaya might play inactive, or we might play them all. We also got to get Reed and Jameer Jones are going to get playing time. If you looked at the film, TJ Watt didn't play every single snap of the game. They kept him out for periods of time to get him rest, to get other guys in there, to change up it on defense. And it seemed like a lot of the time the front seven or the defensive line in total was just in and out the entire game, which is what you want to see from a fan's perspective. So tiredness, depth. You like to see depth. How many times did you see a full defensive lineman swap last year? I didn't, because the only time I ever saw a defensive lineman swap was when there was an injury. We lost Tyson Alalalo last year. Stephon Tuitt, of course, was going through his issues. Unfortunate, rest in peace to his brother, and good luck and good fortune to the rest of your, I want to say, career. Oh, wow, that's a big pass by the Florida State backup quarterback. Hold on, I'm watching the Florida State game. That was a big-time pass, 21-28 this game. That was a good game. But I think Pittsburgh's going to do the same thing against Cincinnati last week. They're going to be swapping in and out, especially at that left outside linebacker position, which is TJ Watt's spot. I think Reed, I think Anaya, I think Ryan Anderson. I think everyone's going to be coming in and out of that left outside linebacker position, going in and out and just rotating and causing pressure. But we need consistent pressure. That's what needs to happen for us to win this game. I'm usually afraid. Touchdown, Florida State. I'm normally not afraid. I'm afraid of the running game. I think we played amazing run defense. I think Larry Ogunjobi, I think Tyson Alalalo, I think Cameron Hayward, I think Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, of course. I think we all played a very solid run defense. I think Larry Ogunjobi is the solidified piece that we needed to fix up this defensive line. I think that was just amazing pickup. I think it was an underrated pickup. Devin Bush also, I looked a little bit at his film in this past in the past few days. He played, as Coach Tomlin said, good varsity football. I love that. I love the varsity reference. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know. I just like how Mike Tomlin talks, man. He's just such a professional at what he does. I love Mike Tomlin. I think he's a Hall of Fame coach for sure. If he goes winning record this season, he is the only coach in NFL history to go this 16 seasons in a row. His first 16 seasons, of course, to not have a losing season. Worst record he ever held was an 8-8 record. I think he's just insanely good coach, underrated coach. Doesn't get enough appreciation for everything he does. So we'll see what happens against New England. I'm not confident in this game. The only reason I'm not is history likes to repeat itself for Pittsburgh. And last year, if you look what happened, we beat week 1 against the Bills, and we went in back to Heinz Field for our week 2 home opener, and we looked to beat the Raiders, who weren't looking terrible, but weren't looking amazing. And that's what New England did against Miami. I mean, they only held the Miami offense to 20 points. And go look at that Miami offense. Tua is, mediocre quarterback, but you got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Mike Gesicki. Who else you got? I mean, running backs galore. I got to look at this Miami offense real quick. But one second. Sorry, one second. I'm looking at the offense. Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, Myles Gaskin for running back, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Mike Gesicki, Durham Smythe, Alec Ingold. He's a solid fullback. And then you got a really solid line, Connor Williams, the former Connor Williams, Texas. I didn't know this guy was on here, but he played at Texas. He was a really good pickup by the Miami Dolphins. He looks good. And then you can't even mention the Miami defense. They played absolutely astonishingly good. And you also, if you think about it, Miami offense actually only scored 13 points. The defense forced a touchdown. And as I listed off all of the amazing depth the Miami offense has, that defense is looking good. That Patriot defense, as always, is known for their defense. Of course, Tom Brady was there. All eyes were on him. But always, Patriots have always had a very, very talented defense. But we will see what happens. I'm personally not very confident in this game. I don't think we're going to win it. I think it's going to be close. I think the final score is going to be 13-17. New England's going to win it. It's not. No one's going to score in the fourth quarter. I think the score in the third quarter will end at 17-13, and then nothing will happen in the fourth quarter. We'll see what happens. Unfortunately, I do love my Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'm just looking at what happened last year against the Raiders when they kind of kicked our ass. And Najee Harris had his first 100-yard game, but it wasn't on the ground. Najee Harris had 124 receiving yards that game. And a receiving touchdown. I think 11 receptions, which is insane for a fucking running back to have, unless your name is Le'Veon Bell. Steelers 2021 week 2. I think they beat us 24-10. Let me see. Let me go ahead and give me 1 second. I know I'm being kind of annoying here with the pausing and the stuttering, but you got to give me a second. 17-26. Like, that's terrible, man. That is terrible. Let me see. It's not giving me, help me out here. Fuck, man. I'm sorry. I'm being annoying right now. All right, it doesn't matter. Najee Harris, I know for a fact, had over 100 receiving yards that game, and that's not what you want for a running back. You want him to have over 100 receiving yards. So we're going to hope to have I definitely think we can win this game. I just don't think we will. I think winning this game is a definite possibility, but fortunately, probably not the case. But, no one. It doesn't look like anyone's coming on. It is pretty late. I might try streaming tomorrow as well with some friends, talking more about the Pittsburgh Steelers. We can talk more. I am going to cut it a little early here. Doesn't seem like too many people are watching, but I gotta admit something to you guys. And I was thinking about this for a long time. I was a kid, a really young kid when I first started SNU. I'm still really a young kid now. But if I'm looking back to my first video, it was in 2016, which is when I uploaded this video. It's almost 7 years ago. I started this channel. I was 13. Holy shit, was I 13 really? 13, 14 years old. And that's just wild. It's just wild to me that I did this, and it's grown. It grew. It was the most popular Steelers channel for a while, and I felt I got that came to my head a little bit, because my biggest dream was being YouTube famous, like fucking your big time YouTubers. And that was my dream for a while. I wanted to be famous, and this made me feel famous, and it all went to my head, and I started thinking as everyone who watched me as fans of me, and then maturing and growing up, I realized that you're not fans of me, you're fans of the Steelers, and so am I. So I'm done coming at you guys. If I ever do, I don't think I'm ever going to make any more videos like highlights. I just don't have any love for it anymore. Also, I don't really. Then I'm looking at most of my old videos. I'm not too good at them. I wasn't too great at it. So we'll see. I definitely going to continue these live streams. I love doing them. It's so much fun. It really is. Getting to just talk, about all this shit, getting to express, who talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is my favorite all-time thing to do. I love doing this kind of stuff, man. It's a lot of fun, doing these things, making Pittsburgh talking videos, man. It's so much fun. I love it. Um, but that's all I got, man. I'm just looking through the old channel, man. Looking at all the old videos I used to make. Oh man, this was so much fun, man. Doing all this stuff. It's just like a recollects to me. I took this was a big part of my childhood, man. Getting to make these videos, talking about Pittsburgh. Oh man, it was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Um, but like I said, man, I'm here talking. I'm here. I'm here. Really talking to you guys about Pittsburgh. We're fans together, not of myself, and that's what I got to do. That's what I got to do. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers football. And I'm really enjoying starting to do it more. And that's it, man. I don't think I got anything else for you. I love football, and I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. I might do the one tomorrow, so stay tuned.